Okay, our next comedian, one of the few, the proud, the Marines. Put your hands together for Ann Taylor. Ann.
Thank you, bud. Hey, y'all. I'm originally from New Orleans, but I've been living here in Virginia Beach for about 10 years. I've noticed a few things are a bit different. Like here, you got swimming pools, you got the ocean. Where I'm from, we have huge potholes. We just fill them up with water and the kids jump in. New Orleans is known for amazing food. Gumbo, beignets, jambalaya. In Virginia, amazing peanuts. And here you have to go to the ABC store to buy alcohol. In New Orleans, you can go to any business just as long as you see a sign that says open. You probably can't tell by looking at me, but I'm visually impaired. So driving is fun with no peripheral vision. I look to the left. I look to the right. Now I got to look to the left again. Back to the right. Finally, I just give up, close my eyes, and pray for the best. A few years ago, I had to stop driving, though, because pedestrians just kept popping up on the hood of my car. Whoa, where'd you come from? Another challenge is restrooms. They make the signs so complicated now, little stick figures and all kind of different names. I realized it was a problem for me not long ago. I was in a bar. I was washing my hands, and this man came and stood right next to me. He didn't look at me. He just stood there, and he says, "You come here much?" That's when I realized I was washing my hand in a urinal. Yeah. My husband and I, we're getting ready to celebrate 34 years of marriage. I know I don't look that old. I married a much older man. So a long time ago, he figured out he couldn't comment on my housekeeping skills because my response every time would be, "You raised me." We met in the Marine Corps back in the 80s. No one back then would believe that almost 40 years later, he's still my husband and my weed man. Yeah, back then we had a lot of passion when we went to bed at night. Now we have pillow talk. Actually, it's more like a schedule, a review of what doctor's appointments we have the next day. And I like to now listen to his conversations on the phone with his friends because he's at that age now where they talk about grass. Not the fun kind. I'm talking about the yard. Every conversation. I used to be his prized possession. Now it's his tall fescue. He treats that yard like it's sacred ground. Our poor dog's so confused. She goes to the edge of the sidewalk, stares over at the grass, and pees on the sidewalk every day. But for the most part, he's a man-child, and he needs constant supervision. But in a flip of a switch, he can go to this grumpy old man. You know that neighborhood man that yells at the kids for stupid things like, "Don't touch that tree. Does that rock belong to you?" And he hates going to the grocery store. So when we get to the commissary, instantly he disappears like a ninja. I wander up and down the aisles trying to find him, give up, go to the checkout, realize I have a cart full of stuff that I didn't put in there. He reappears and he's mad at me because it took me so long. Another thing that I learned about men as they get older, they're extremely gassy. A lot of times in our house, it sounds like a tuba player that's learning for the first time. And we have a wonderful dog, but we got her used. So she has PTSD and freaks out any strange noises. No matter where she's at in the house, when tuba practice starts, she runs back and forth barking. I can't tell if she's trying to escape or if she thinks we're under attack. Before the holidays, we went to Costco. And he gave me that look, and I know that look. That look that he just crop dusted aisle 11. So he starts to move quickly, so I grab the basket, and I'm trying to follow behind him. But it's one of those sticky ones, so the faster we go, it's going with us. And he turns the corner, So I follow behind and I turn the corner. I ran right into the little old lady that's passing out the free samples of pasta Alfredo. Well, the little old lady went flying in one direction, the pasta went flying in another, and it landed on one of those giant holiday yard decorations. So every time Santa Claus would pop out of the chimney, pasta would go flying. They told me the lady's going to be okay. She's going to be able to walk again. But we're no longer allowed in Costco. You guys have been great. Thank you. Let's get Bud back up here.